Joining us to discuss now, we have Patrick Barr, banker as a global investment consultant. Great to have you on the show, Patrick.
Thank you very much, and good morning.
Yeah, so it's quite the run the Ghana Cedi has had so far in 2025, about 40 to 50% jump. How's it feeling, there in Ghana, seeing this strength of currency?
I think it's been positive news so far since I think it started somewhere later part of March of this year. It's coming all the way, seeing the appreciation of the cedi against foreign currencies like dollars, like pounds. It's one that has been able to slow down inflation drastically over the last 3 months. We've seen prices of some commodities dropping significantly within the same period, and we see the prices of cars, especially at the port, also stabilizing and some of them even dropping. So I think that generally we are seeing an improved cost of living because of this particular appreciation of the Ghana cedi against the dollar and the pounds.
Now, talking about the inflation coming down there, is it being felt in the stores in Ghana?
Yeah, I would say that we are experiencing the impact of the inflation dropping over the period, at least for the last 2 months. I have gone to market several times where I see prices of commodities drop from what I used to buy in the past to the current price. It's not just an price going up in terms of the rate, but also how it has stabilized the price. And for some commodities, especially food items, we see the prices dropping when you go for the larger quantity.
And looking at the run so far, what would you say could be a headwind for this performance we've seen for the Ghana cedi? We're still a lot of talk about geopolitics right now. We're seeing how that's roiling some markets at the moment, even though we have that talk of a ceasefire.
Yeah, so I think that the factors that have contributed to this particular performance so far this year, I would say there's a number of factors. Of course, the first factor we know is the trade war that started with America and other developed countries, where some countries began to not trade in dollars, and for that matter, the pressure on getting dollars went down for a country like Ghana. Then the government also introduced what we call the gold for oil, or the gold board program, where government is able to now aggregate all gold and be able to export it through a particular angle, which means is that we're able to have a lot of gold reserve as a country. That is also one of the factors that's contributed to this. Again, we're also looking at Bank of Ghana, which is a central bank in Ghana, injecting a lot of some amount of foreign exchange into the market, and that has been able to ease short-term demand pressures that comes with some of this particular times of the year that we need so much dollars for those who are doing export, and also repatriating of dividends for foreign companies. That has also been one that has helped the country. Again, there's less speculation when it comes to the rate of dollars as we speak. So a lot of people who in the past would be speculating the rate of dollar going up, and for that matter, hoarding dollars, are also doing that on a low key. It's not being very huge on that front. Again, you can also talk about the debt restructuring program, which was started by the previous government, where we needed to restructure some of our debt, especially debt that are in dollars and pounds. That means that the pressure that we need to mobilize funds to pay interest and principals on these bonds have now gone down drastically because of that restructuring program. And of course, as you are rightly aware, Ghana is under IMF program, and that also gives some of extended credit facility agreement over the period of time. And if you heard, about 2 weeks ago, Fitch also upgraded Ghana's credit line in terms of our rating upwards. That also leads to investor confidence will come in foreign currency. That also helps to stabilize the local currency. So these are a number of factors that have contributed to the performance that we are seeing on the Ghana cedi so far this year.
All right, so, definitely we're having little interruptions there with the connection, but, Patrick, with what we're seeing so far with the Ghana cedi, do you think, that at this point that, some of the underperformers, that's most of the currencies not really performing well in Africa, do you think at some point in 2025, these currencies might get some kind of break?
I think so. I think most currencies should begin to look at factors that they can put in place, just as we are doing in Ghana, to stabilize um, their currency. I think that most African countries that have mineral resources like the gold, the oil, should begin to look at ways that they can collateralize some of these resources to stabilize their currency. That is one of the factors. Then again, trading among ourselves in Africa is also one of the ways to stabilize our currency as against going to buy some of the goods from European countries, foreign countries, American countries, where you need to now convert to local currency into manage over a period of time.
All right, so I guess, seeing what's playing out in Ghana, we're seeing inflation rates, coming down. The currency is showing, remarkable strength in the first quarter of 2025 up till now. I guess it's safe to say that the Bank of Ghana, have it easy this year.
Yes, so far so good. I would say that so far their performance has been quite good. But as you all know, whenever there's a change of government, some of these expectations are things that we see. It's now bestows on Bank of Ghana to ensure that this performance is sustained over a period of time. We don't want to see this as short-lived, where we begin to now give excuses like, as we have seen so far, fuel prices are expected to go up, and that put pressure on the local cedi. These are things that Bank of Ghana should have a buffer to manage them, so that the performance and the successes that we are enjoying today will not be short-lived, and one that will just be eroded by the cedi depreciating again.
All right, definitely. We'll keep tracking to see how how the Ghana cedi maintains this trajectory we've seen in the first quarter of 2025. But thank you so much, Patrick Bankwa. He's a global investment consultant joining me from Ghana. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, sir.